Yo, people, welcome back. Everton nil, Chelsea nil. Very frustrating draw, but in the end, I think reflection tells me it's a solid point. Multiple reasons for that. Obviously, gutted with the result, but we were hoping that we could go through this run of favourable fixtures with just clean slate, complete domination, only W's, wins everywhere. But the reality is the Premier League is tougher than that. And we spoke before the match speaking about Everton's 4 clean sheets in 5, now 5 clean sheets in 6. They can defend. They can defend. And when you've got star players and key players up front in the attack, really all of the attackers not having a very good day, that can happen to you, you know? And the most important thing is then when you aren't capable of scoring, you don't lose the game. We know this team can score goals. We know this team is on fire in front of goal this season. So it's not something to be overly concerned with in the long term. But in this match in particular, absolutely poor for a lot of them. Now, I've got loads of things to get into. There's some things that I was disappointed in for sure from Maresca, from certain players. But first of all, credit where it's due. The defence, keeping that clean sheet, limiting Everton to very few chances, low quality chances, especially when it's made up of B team, really, backup players in Tosin and Disasi. And we've had many moments of criticising Sanchez, who was brilliant today, making big saves. World-class save again. Credit where it's due, because we need them to stand tall, we need them to stand firm, to keep a clean sheet for us, to not concede, to not buckle under the pressure. Everton, windy day. We listen, this is a type of fixture where the record is poor, right? It's like 1 win the last 8 now. When we win here, it's significant. When it's Mikel backheel to Costa, it's significant. When it's Pedro Longshot, it's significant. When it's Drogba volley, it's significant. You know, when it's Lampard banger from distance, it's significant. It doesn't happen often. Thank God this is the last game at Goodison Park before they move to the new ground. It's always significant if you get a win here. We couldn't do it today. It's not a massive shock. It's just, again, why we keep reiterating that we're not quite there yet. We're not really ready to launch a serious assault on winning the league. But that's not a problem. That's not an issue. We move. But yeah, this type of game, when it's win, and listen, the conditions were crazy. Even Everton fans are saying it. Liverpool cancelled the game for less, right? Postponed. The game was wild. Like, opening 15 minutes, you could just tell the ridiculous amounts of rain. You're thinking, yeah, for a team like us who want to have it on the ground, want to play a certain way, want to keep it, it's not going to suit us. We're going to struggle. And from the moment you could watch it and witness it, you're like, yeah, Chelsea are going to struggle. The whole game is going to be a very long game for us. Hopefully we can nick it, shithouse it, but at best, 1-0, sneak it. Everton are going to definitely pile it on. And that's what they did. Listen, they didn't have any McNeil, which actually made me have more confidence because that's their leading goal scorer, leading assist, leading chance creator. So I'm actually kind of disappointed in the fact we didn't take advantage of that absence. But they were just slumping it, wide areas, free kicks, winning fouls, trying to get balls into the box, you know, trying to have second balls, shots from distance. This is exactly what we expected from Everton. This is how they got their goals against Wolves, and it's what they did again today. But we dealt with it. Really fair play to Tosin, to Colwell, to Disasi. They covered each other, looked after each other. There were moments, obviously, where they bypassed on the right-hand side, a couple crosses coming in from their winger, which I expected against Disasi. But overall, I think we handled ourselves very well. We defended our penalty box with pride. Sanchez was very good. So I'm very pleased with that. I didn't like the selection of Gusto playing as an inverted left back. I didn't like to see him in the attacking midfield positions in the half spaces, which is basically what he was today, from left back going further forward past Enzo and into Palmer positions. I didn't like that before the game, and I didn't like it now after the game. When we watched it in real time, Gusto was very uncomfortable. He didn't provide really any quality in the final third, because when he is on his left foot making those overlapping or underlapping runs to Sancho, he's not going to provide any good crossing quality on his left foot. And he's going to turn in, turn back, and we'll have to start the whole move again. That whole left-hand side in the first half just wasn't really right. Sancho was not playing well in regards to the level I expect against a player like Ashley Young. Maybe I'm disrespecting Ashley Young too much, but the guy is 39, 40 years of age. You're meant to be cooking. You're meant to be slicing and dicing. You're meant to be handling business. He didn't do it. He just wasn't good enough for what I wanted to see Jadon Sancho on that left-hand side. Whole left-hand side wasn't good. Desperately missed Cucurella. There'll be shouts in the comments as to why we didn't play Renato Vega. Maybe the manager just went with experience. I don't know, in a game like this, in a ground like this. But the be all and end all is we missed Cucurella's quality. We missed him going forward. You know, the guy has taken up this midfield inverted role. Fantastic. He's put out fires. He's actually now starting to provide a couple of goals. We missed him immensely. Thank God he's only suspended and not injured. We did have injuries come into this game, as we all know. So, but that doesn't excuse the lack of, I guess, proactiveness on the bench, which is really, really unusual from Maresca. We don't usually say that Maresca isn't quick enough to make his substitutions, but don't get me wrong, first 15 minutes we were pretty poor. We couldn't really get a control. We couldn't really get a grip of the game. I understand it. I'm not shocked by it, but it happened. It's not like we've struggled all these years at Everton because they've got incredible technical quality. It's literally just not the occasion. It's just the way the game goes. Sean Dyche in particular, long balls and stoppage, fouls and stop and start. It just doesn't suit us. And the low block, very good defensively. That's where I will give Everton a lot of credit. Their defense is resolute. They, very compact, very good at being congested and whatnot. But yeah, Cole Palmer today, Jackson today, in particular those two. Neto, not great. Neto, pretty average at best, if that's even kind to him. He had a couple of moments where he lobbed it over a fullback, or skipped past a couple of players. He was our best attacker, but he was still like a 6 out of 10 max. Everybody else, awful. Palmer, awful in this game. Everything he tried didn't come off. Just poor. Losing the ball, poor weight of pass. Just everything wasn't on point for him. It just wasn't going his way at all. It wasn't a good performance. I would have taken him off, and that's, you never hear that, taking Cole Palmer off, but he was having such a poor game, even taking set pieces, deliveries, free kicks, hitting the wall, just everything was just awful. I would have taken him off. That's why you got options on the bench that cost 40, 50, 60 million pounds. That's why you have Nkuku. That's why you have Felix. That's why you have these guys, Madueke. Jackson in that first half, the chances that he missed, You've got a chance that comes across goal. I think it's from Neto on that right-hand side, right across the face of the goal. You just got to direct it. Got to get it either side of Pickford. Straight at the keeper. Massive opportunity. He cannot afford to miss. Then you got a back post header from a corner. Again, hitting the post. Got to get that in. Got to get that on target. Got to get in the back of the net. Chances go a-begging. And when you miss these opportunities at Goodison Park, you pay. You really do pay. We know their defense is good. We know we're not going to have a limitless, endless amount of chances. We wanted to, as one of the best attacking teams in the league, but it didn't work out that way. And Jackson, you've got to take those chances. Palmer, you've got to... Listen, Palmer's got loads of credit in the bank. If he doesn't perform, I just want him taken off. In this type of game, he didn't play well. Just get him off the pitch, get Felix in, get other options in. But the manager didn't want to do that. Now, Neto, like I said, he tried to create. He was persistent. He was... he was trying to prevail. He was going past players, flicking it over heads, crosses. He was trying. But again, wasn't great. Madueke comes on. I think our best player in terms of on the ball. Off the ball, you can give it to the defense. You can give it to Sanchez, right? On the ball, Enzo Fernandez was the only player that was trying to play those lovely passes around the corner for Jackson in behind, trying to stretch the defense. I thought Jackson, at least he was involved. Hold up play, stretching defense, runs. But the finishing was abysmal and it wasn't good enough. And again, he could have been taken off as well if we had a proper striker on the bench that was ready to compete, to really, be competitive. But Enzo Fernandez was the only player. Caicedo, obviously, in bits and pieces as well, getting the ball back, great tackles. But Enzo Fernandez, for me, really want to highlight him. Really, he was on it today. You could tell he really wanted to, pull the string, get on the ball, bop things about. But it wasn't enough. We needed more players to participate. Now, in terms of the substitutions, this is why I said after the game against Shamrock Rovers, I do not believe that Guy is ready to be the second choice striker, right? People think I'm being harsh. Cool, he's 18 years old, he's developing, he's kicking on, he presses, he works hard, he gets goals in the Conference League. The Conference League and the Premier League is two different ball games. Very clear to me that Maresca does not trust him at this level. That is fine. I understand that. I agree with that. But Chelsea need to have a better option backing up Jackson or competing with Jackson. You can't just have Jackson and then a makeshift misprofiled Nkuku, who you've already articulated publicly, he's not a striker. I've said it as well from the absolute get-go, he's not a striker. I, at this point, don't even know if he can even play in the 10 for us, because he's just... There's something about Nkuku right now, it just doesn't feel like he's really a part of it in the Prem. You know, we're not seeing the Nkunku that we paid for from RB Leipzig. We're not getting the same impact. We're not getting the same goals, the same crashing off the box, the free kicks. He just doesn't seem to be as big a player for us as he was meant to be. And then that's on top of Esteval coming in and Kendry Pires when they, you know, start to develop and grow. I just feel like Nkunku at his age as well, 27 I think he is, looking for a France World Cup place in a couple of years' time, I wouldn't be surprised if Christopher Nkunku is looking around and thinking, I'm not really a big part of this in terms of week in, week out starting in my favoured position. I keep getting shoehorned up front. Again, when he comes on, he's basically anonymous. Madueke, anonymous, but again, I don't really want to judge or criticise their impact. I'd rather say Maresca just made the subs way too late, didn't bring them on early enough, didn't have the gall to bring off Palmer, take off Sancho, take these guys off earlier because they weren't playing well, and he left them on too late. However, maybe he was waiting for substitutions. Some people were saying he's waiting for Everton, Sean Dyche to make their subs first and then react. But yeah, like I said, Palmer was having such a poor game. I would have liked to have seen him come off earlier. But yeah, like I said, in Nkunku, I'm a little bit worried. I think he would be one of those players that might just say, listen, boss, this ain't really working. I'm not really getting the game time. You've got a lot of playmakers, a lot of 10s, a lot of half-space players. I can't play up front. I need to be the main man in the team. That's just my hunch. I'm sure you guys probably are thinking the same thing, at least quietly inside your heads. So yeah, we need to get another option to Jackson. That is, you know, Duran, dare I say it, the audacity of me. I apologise. I've said it already. I was wrong when, you know, Aston Villa beat Bayern Munich. Duran. That guy would have really catapulted us. You know, his finishing, his physicality, his aerial ability, his strength, just to give another option to Jackson. When Jackson's having a day like this where he's poor in front of goal, you take him off, you bring on Duran for the impact, for the extra attacking threat, presence in the box where you're going up against Tarkowski and Brantford and all these guys. It would have been an immense help. I haven't given up that maybe we can still go for him. I don't know. We didn't get that deal over the line. I don't know if it was due to attitude problems or whatever. They dug deep into the, you know, data and said, actually, we're not going to go and finalise this deal. But it's looking like a big mistake because it would have been a really shrewd move if we'd got him before everybody started putting their, you know, 2 cents in. And me included because, you know, like I said, I didn't have enough evidence. I didn't have enough to go off. I saw some nice goals here and there, of course, in the first season. But I wanted someone more experienced with a bit of know-how, maybe like a Guirassy at Stuttgart. You know, I think it was like a £17 million release clause, just someone to come in, like a bit of an Olivier Giroud, just come in, supplement Jackson and just get goals. Maybe that would have worked as well. But we need someone. We need someone. We can't continue with these striking options of just Jackson and bust. So that's another thing to note for maybe January. Maybe it will be the summer. Liam Delap's been linked, etc. But yeah, disappointed the substitutions didn't come on earlier. I think we could have gone for it a bit more. I think we could have got the subs on earlier, go for it, really push, try and get the winner, because I think there were spells in that game where we did start to get the control. We did start to create the chances. We did start to get to pop it and bop it along and think, okay, right, hold on a second. There is an improvement here. We're starting to get close to their goal. We're starting to create some chances, get on the edge of their area. But we just didn't go into that next gear and really finalize it and finish this game off. So, listen, it's a disappointing point. It's a decent point. I don't want to say it's a great point, or, you know, Maresca's really praising it in the post-match. He's saying, listen, great. I'm going to say it's solid. It's not shocking. It's not disaster. It's not abysmal. It's not a, you know, head loss moment, meltdown. We don't think we're in the title race for good reason, because we know that maybe we're not quite ready, right? These are the type of games that kind of showcase that. But at the end of the day, we didn't bottle the match. I could see us trying to manage it. I could see us trying to make sure we didn't get the counter-attacks going with Decore and their wingers and whatnot. We were trying to manage the game and control it and try to win in a structured way. And we couldn't quite get it done. It's disappointing, but it's not the end of the world. We're still second. Yes, it was an opportunity to go top provisionally. Liverpool end up going and win 6-3 against Tottenham. It is what it is. I told you already, I don't think this team is ready to be under you must type pressure. Every single game, you have to win. Every single game, you have to win. That is the Chelsea standard, but this team are still growing, developing, learning, improving. There are still tweaks that need to be made in this squad in terms of the recruitment, bringing in that striker, maybe taking away that 10, switching a couple of things, and that will come in good time. So we're not ready right now to just absolutely go pedal to the metal, but we've significantly improved, and we would have lost that game. We 100% would have lost that game over the years. So yeah, progress is definitely there. It's a disappointment, but it is what it is. We move. We move to Fulham. We need to bounce back. We need to go and win on Boxing Day now. Hopefully Palmer, kicks off whatever funk that was kind of luring around for him. Maybe Winter Wonderland cookies were still in his belly. I don't know. But yeah, we need better performance there, because that was very out of the ordinary from Cole Palmer for sure. And we move. So yeah, Everton 0, Chelsea 0. Like I said, a couple great saves from Sanchez, but outside of that, I think the defending was very good. We can take the clean sheet and go. And we move on. We still got favourable fixtures, Fulham, Ipswich, Wolves, Crystal Palace. There's definitely games there to still go and hopefully go and win the next 4 games, and then we can get back to business. So yeah, smash up the likes, guys. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Unfortunate, unlucky, it is what it is. In a bit, people. Peace.